It is day 17, November 30th. Off screen we have Sayid, Sun and Jin over here. They start trekking, however I think they moved out for a while inland just to be away from where the others attacked them and made a camp for the night. They would then start trekking down south. I think it's a likely deduction that they made camp, since they will spend more time trekking down south than Hurley did from the same location. He did it in a day. Meanwhile, on Hydra Island, after Jack saw the Red Sox tape, the others just left the TV in here, letting him watch a corny concerto, which has a particular connection with this episode since in this cartoon, Bugs Bunny seems to have been killed, but then he was alive after all.
Did you just kill that bunny? Look.
While Juliet visits Jack, Ben interrupts saying that the sub is back and there is a situation, a confirmation that they used the sub in episode 2. While Pickett is about to release Sawyer and Kate for work duty, Tom and 2 others bring Colleen back on a stretcher. They walk through here and into the main building. Therefore, I think it's fair to say that the operating room is somewhere on this side and it would make sense for it to be on the ground floor if they're bringing people on a stretcher. Sawyer executes a plan to escape.
There's juice pumping into this box from somewhere. Next time someone comes to pull me out, I'm gonna wait till they step in my little swimming hole, and I grab them. Zap! They fall back from the shock, I snag the keys.
In an off-screen scene, Ben watches everything on the TV screens, and hears that Sawyer is gonna electrocute Pickett. Ben goes to some place, likely to a power switch in the main building, and then gets to the cages area. He beats Sawyer, one of the others likely comes out and drags Sawyer out of the cage, over here and down into the aquarium. This is my theory on these 2 mysterious rooms next door to Jack. There are 2 doors, the one he tried to open in the premiere and this one. I've placed this room over here due to it being big enough to fit. This one over here is so close to the surveillance room and the small armory that it won't fit with this one. The small room is likely where they stored the TV, like a small cupboard. You will notice that this room is quite similar to the shark tank Jack is sitting in. The crew reused the set. The biggest difference is maybe the lockers over here. Sawyer wakes up on a table where Jason and Matthew inject him with a large needle in the sternum, something that Jack over here hears. Let's go to the beach. After seeing a vision of a lightning bolt killing Charlie, Desmond fails to convince Claire to move down the beach. Desmond asks Paolo to borrow one of the golf clubs. The idiot Paolo is now hitting fruit into the ocean, wasting food for the group, as well as criticizing Desmond. The fan community now started to hate these newcomers. Sawyer wakes up again to find a large bloody patch over his heart, and is tricked into believing the others have put a deadly pacemaker inside his chest. Tom and Jason take him back to the cage. They give Kate some extra clothing.
What happened? What did they do to you?
Nothing. He just asked me questions.
Kate sees a chance to escape, but Sawyer deters her. Back to the aquarium. Juliet comes down and asks Jack to save Colleen's life. They get him out and then through here. The others activate the alarm so Jack won't hear his friends. They get him inside the main building to the operating room. The one that we have established is on this side. Pickett goes out of the operating room. He attacks Sawyer in revenge over his wife.
Lock him up!
Kate escapes from her cage, and Sawyer tells her to leave him, but instead she returns. A little bit earlier, Desmond constructed a rod to deflect the lightning bolt he saw in his vision. When it rains, the lightning hits the rod, preventing Charlie's death. The others have Jack handcuffed. Having seen Ben's x-rays of a spinal tumor, Jack suspects that the others want him to save someone. Now the next morning, Ben takes Sawyer up here, likely at some outlook point on one of these mountains, although the terrain is a bit different. This is shot at Makapu coastline in Oahu, Hawaii, and he sees the main island.
What?
We get a big CGI shot of the island. We see that the shape of it fits kinda this area over here, with this eastern part sticking out. Some have theorized that this matches Rousseau's map, the one over here, although that might be a stretch. Can we say for certain that the Hydra Island is here? Well, some mappers have placed Hydra Island in the north, such as Jonah Adkins. On Rousseau's overview map, we have some additional islands. The showrunners have confirmed that one of them is Hydra Island.
Watching season 1 again, I noticed another clue that proves you do know what you are doing. When Sayid is examining Rousseau's map, he overlays a few pages talking about places on the island and whatever. But I noticed the final map shows a small island in the foreground, clearly separated from a larger island in the background. Is this really Alcatraz Island, and has this clue gone unnoticed since then?
Not by you, my friend.
Well done, Chewie837. Believe it or not, we have known since the very beginning that there was at least one smaller island off of the coast of our main island.
Yes, and you can go back and look at that for confirmation.
Yes, and Rousseau is known about it, but she, in the grand spirit of I leave them alone and they leave me alone as long as they take my baby away from me and I can continue eating twigs and bugs.
She has some small ones on the west, the one on the east that she has named Robert Island, the one on the south that she has called Alex Island, the fourth one that is missing on this map, which is the triangle on the map. It can't be one of those small ones on this side, since Hydra Island would have been seen by Sayid, Jin and Sun in the previous season finale, when they were sailing up the coast to the North Shore. I also doubt that it is on the south side, because we have various treks on this side, including the treks to the cable or the tailies going by the beach. I think it's Robert Island, something that the map on the official box set confirms, well, kinda. In a previous video I said this. There are hieroglyphics on the map to signify that this is an ancient map and Hydra Island splits apart, maybe after a disastrous cork move or due to natural causes. And I believe that Hydra Island is the one closest to the barracks, which is Robert Island. Ben says that the island is twice the size of Alcatraz, but as we see in season 5 and 6, the island kind of grew. It's larger. Ben might have lied so that Sawyer would feel more isolated here. In season 5, Ben says this.
There's a small dock about a half-mile due south across the water. It leads directly to a town where I used to live. There are resources there.
This is a bit confusing, since there are no islands on the North Shore, and I wouldn't want to contradict the pieces of evidence. So maybe this is what he means with a magnetic fluctuation. This could be across the water, into the lagoon, and then south. At least that eliminates this island in the south, and it works with the map we see in season 6 that the man in black drew of Hydra Island in relation with the main island, which is something I've accounted for when making my map. And I think it fits with Rousseau's map of the mountains as well. The tallest mountain on the island are here, and this big mountain range towers over the island in these shots. Back to the show. They take Sawyer back to the cage, and the episode ends. In the next episode we will have a big mythological dig with the monster, the pearl, and so on.